Welcome to Digi-Con 2020. While this is not the type of Digi-Con we would love to present, it is what we can present at this time. So things to know. First, we had a great year. We had lots of wonderful projects. We had some great build projects that we don't necessarily have featured here tonight, but I want you to know that your students, my kids in the Vision Tech program, are just outstanding learners and human beings. We are honored to show you some of the best projects they made this year, as well as projects that won and were recognized at Imagine and other venues. So sit back and enjoy. Once again, Vision Tech Digi-Con 2020, the digital version.
Get him.
Cade.
He's dead. And he's winner. He's the champion.
Cade.
What?
What are you?
I was just looking at Twitter.
In Lindsborg, Kansas, a local bar has created its own culture throughout the years. The old Stuga was bought by Mark Lysell in 1977 when he was only 27 years old. Since then, the Stuga has seen countless different crowds sitting at the bar.
I was looking to buy a pontoon boat, and the gentleman that owned the old Stuga at the time had a pontoon boat for sale. I came down to talk to him about it, and we were talking about price. And I threw out this thing that I thought was funny. I said, well, I'll give you this much, a lot more for the pontoon boat if you throw in the beer joint. And he went, well, I couldn't do it for that, but I could do it for this, for both of them. And it got me to thinking. So then I go home, wake up my wife and go, what would you think about it if we bought a beer joint? It turned out, 3 weeks later, I owned a beer joint. I didn't get the pontoon boat, and that's how I got in the business. I had just turned 27 when I bought the place. I was working for a company down in McPherson, a plastics company, and I had a good job. But they always talked about moving my job to some other place, Pennsylvania, and I really didn't want to leave Lindsborg. So it was kind of a leap of faith to, at 27, buy a bar. But I mortgaged the house and got the money together and did it. And it was also a little different because I was so close to the same age as all of my employees. There wasn't enough of an age difference where there was automatic respect. In fact, there was almost a lack of respect because a lot of them had worked at the bar for 2 or 3 years, and here I was about their age, but all of a sudden I was the boss and I didn't know anything about it. 42 years is a long time to run a business, especially the same business. But in so many ways, it isn't the same business because of changes in the liquor laws over the years. We've actually been 3 different businesses. At first, we could only sell 3-2 beer. Of course, we sold sandwiches. Then they raised the drinking age, so after I'd gone after the college business to get it, all of a sudden 3/4 of the college kids couldn't come in here. So then we went to a private club deal because of state laws, where you had to have a membership to come in here, but we could sell mixed drinks and wine, those kind of things. Eventually, the state dropped the club requirement if you sold 30% food. And that's the one thing that we had done. We had increased our food sales because we do make good sandwiches. We had increased our food sales percentage-wise every year. So once they put in that law, we did a lot more than 30% food, so we could drop the membership requirement and start doing business with anybody. Actually, now we're probably more of a restaurant than we are a bar. Because other than Friday and Saturday nights, most days we sell more food than we sell any form of alcohol.
While the crowds and staff has changed, the building looks almost exactly as it was when it was first bought.
The name Old Stuga actually means Ul is ale, Stuga is a small cottage or a cabin. It's Swedish. And a lot of the businesses in Lindsborg are starting to use Swedish references. So it was a name that just really made sense for the place. Everybody thinks it's the Old Stuga, but it's the Old Stuga.
Being both a local and college bar, the Stuga came to have many different traditions.
One winter night, a couple of yahoos from Elmo Elmo, Kansas. Came in here and they had a few beers, and they made this thing. They showed us, you want to see how I can put a dollar bill on the ceiling without, touching it or whatever? And they threw up a couple of dollar bills, and then they got other people to try to do it. The next thing I know, people would come in and they'd see the dollar bills on the ceiling, and we'd explain to them how they did it. And more dollars went up there. So then we started a deal where we take it down the Thursday night before the college graduation at Bethany, and it goes towards a party for the graduating seniors.
Along with the money on the ceiling, the next thing people notice when they walk into the old Stuga is the tables.
When I first bought the Stuga, these two round tables were those wire spools. Well, they still are the wire spools that you see around telephone and electrical shops all over the place. But they were really hard to clean because there were so many cracks and crevices. So I decided I wanted to make them smooth somehow. I thought, I'll put down some glass and I'll put pictures in it. Well, and somebody told me that people will drop a beer bottle or a pitcher and break the glass. So there was a customer here. He said, well, I can polyurethane them, and I think they'll be fine for 5 or 6 years. So I went about trying to get enough pictures to cover the two round tables. And I finally collected. What I would do is I would say, I'll buy you a beer if you could give me some old Stuga oriented pictures. And it took a year, but I finally collected enough pictures of customers and the Stuga and stuff that people had taken that I had enough to cover both tables. So the girl that was going to put the pictures out evidently didn't understand what I meant, because I came in to see how they were doing and should put all the pictures on one table. And I was just sick, because I was like, well, now I'm going to have to go through another year of trading beer for pictures to get enough for the other table. But little did I realize that once people saw what we were doing with the pictures, everybody wanted their picture on the table. So then people were buying me beer if I would put their picture on the table. So it just worked out real fun.
One of the Stuga's most famous traditions, the Old Stuga Invitational, lasted 40 years, coming to an end in 2018.
When I was younger, I used to play quite a bit of golf at the Lindsberg Golf Course, and they'd have little tournaments. Well, this one Sunday I went out and played in this tournament, and it really was pretty poorly run. Nobody knew what the rules were. Some people were playing by some rules, some were thinking it was something else. Anyway, at the next men's night, we got to talking about it, and a couple of guys looked at me and they said, Mark, they said, you ought to run a golf tournament. You'd at least know how to organize one and figure out how to run it. And I got to thinking about it, and here I owned a tavern, and I liked golf, and I was trying to get new customers, so I decided I'll run a tournament, and I'll call it the Old Stuga Invitational. And I actually sent out invitations. I just didn't call it an invitation. I sent out invitations to everybody that was a customer that I knew that played golf. And we wound up with, I think, 64 guys played. Well, 10 years later, we were at 256, and it took 2 days to go through it. And since I didn't get into it to make money, it was more for advertising, I just started donating the money to the golf course. And over the years, the Old Stuga Invitational probably made in excess of $150,000 for the Lindsberg Golf Course. But as I got older and was playing less golf, and I was getting lazier, I thought when we hit 40 years of Old Stuga Invitationals, I thought, that's enough. It's time to let some younger people do it, which they are now doing a tournament the same weekend as mine was. Except they call it the OSI Memorial, the Old Stuga Invitational Memorial.
Though countless different crowds have sat at the Old Stuga's tables, a few faces stand out. One face was the last leader of the Soviet Union, Mikhail Gorbachev.
Probably the most famous customer I ever had was Mikhail Gorbachev, the former president of the Soviet Union. He'd given a speech at Bethany College, and my wife and I had gone to the speech. And we went home, and next thing I know, I got a phone call and said, you better get down here, Gorby's in the house. So we ran down here, and Gorby was sitting at this very table and drinking vodka and cranberry juice. and the place just filled up like crazy with everybody calling, Gorbachev's in the studio, Gorbachev's in the studio. And it was a thrill to get to meet him. We really didn't talk because I don't speak Russian and he doesn't speak a whole lot of English, I guess. But it was a thrill to meet him, and it's something that people still talk about here at the studio.
In addition to Gorbachev, the Stuga fell into national spotlight when it was featured on Good Morning America's series, Best Bites College Edition. Ron Claiborne, Good Morning America's former host, tried the Stuga's most famous sandwich, the Brent Nelson. The Brent Nelson features a sub bun with Polish sausage, hot pepper and smoky sharp cheese, onions, barbecue sauce, and is served hot.
One morning I was taking out the trash, mad at my employees that they hadn't taken it out the night before. All of a sudden my phone rings, I answer it, and it's a lady saying, "This is Linda Anderson from Good Morning America in New York City." And I went, "Yeah, good one," you know. And anyway, she said, "I've been picked as one of 4 classic college hangouts for a special show that they were doing." And I just said, "You know, I don't have time to talk to you right now," because I thought it was a joke. And I said, "If you're serious, call me back later." So then after that, I heard somebody mention the contest, and I didn't even know there was one. But people could call in if they missed a food that they had when they were in college and where they live at now they can't get. Well, we make this one sandwich called the Brent Nelson, and evidently it's real popular with the college kids because either a lot of people called the show or wrote into the show, or they were very eloquent. But we were picked along with a place at the University of Missouri, a place at Tulane University, and a place at the University of West Virginia. And then this little place at Bethany College with with 600 or 700 students. But it was quite an honor. In fact, we finished second in the contest, but they came in and filmed, and that was an exciting night because Ron Claiborne was here as the host. We wound up finishing second, but that's another one of those things that people still talk about and bring up.
With all of this, the Stuga has come to have a very rich history, full of tradition, a sense of community, and national recognition.
3 memorable things at the Stuga. Of course, 1, having Gorbachev in here. 2, having Good Morning America choose us for that contest. And then the 3rd most memorable would be when the Denver Broncos won their first Super Bowl. I'm a big Denver Bronco fan. I've always had Denver Bronco stuff hanging in the bar. When the Broncos won their first one, this place got so electric that there were guys that actually put me on their shoulders and carried me around the bar. After 42 years, and who knows how long it will be before I ever get out of this business, whether it winds up being 43 or 45 or 50, it's hard for me to imagine not coming in here when you've opened up a place every morning and closed it down every night for that many years. So I would bet that if and when I ever do sell this place, that I'll be spending quite a bit of time here. I just won't have to open it up and close it down. When it gets busy, I can walk out and let it be the next guy's problem instead of having to get up and work.
Thanks to Mark Lysell, the Old Stuga is a gem of Lynchburg that will be remembered for years to come by both stressed college students and locals alike.
when I was just a kid. My family got killed by the First Order. Before my father died, he gave me a flash drive, and on it was information of an ancient Jedi order. He also gave me his lightsaber. After that day, I've been training to avenge my family, or die trying. I have been searching for my parents' killer, and after all these years, I finally found him. I've been learning the ways of the Force, trained to recognize all 7 forms of lightsaber combat, but hardest of all, keeping my emotions under control and wait until I'm ready. Which today I am.
Was it you who sent information of a secret city?
There's no secret city here.
Who are you?
I'm here to avenge my family.
No kid with a lightsaber can defeat me.
I'm not a kid.
Sir, you are not permitted here.
You will let
I will let you in.
Endo, you must go. Why are you here?
It's over.
I have one thing to say to you.
And what is that?
Dinner's ready.
Dinner's ready.
5 more minutes, Mom.
And no, you need to go to Peninato and find my friend.
Yes, Master, I will. I need to get on the sled.
Let's go. Come on, we gotta go.
Yeah, enough of this chitter chatter. We gotta go. Come with us. Follow
Follow
our
us.
ship. Follow us through the ship.
We're almost there. We're almost to the ship.
I'll kill you, boy, just like I did your master.
This is your battle. We'll get to the ship. We'll take another route.
Enough. You will die.
No, never. I will rebuild the Pendai Order.
The time has come.
No, you're going down.
Endo! 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 Leo! Leo! Wake up! Class is over. Sorry.
Have a nice day.
Thanks, you too.
One, two, 1, 2, 3.
Locks of brown and streaks of gray. I was brought up in brighter days. It's good to say now I'm born and raised. Born and raised. And half the time I'll be twice my age. Better learn how to turn the page, 'cause time is strange when you're born and raised. Born and raised. Locks of brown and streaks of gray. I was brought up in brighter days. It's nice to say now I'm born and raised. Now I'm born and raised. Now I'm born and raised.
When I was just a kid, my family got killed by the First Order. Before my father died, he gave me a flash drive, and on it was information of an ancient Jedi order. He also gave me his lightsaber. After that day, I've been training to avenge my family, or die trying. I have been searching for my parents' killer, and after all these years, I finally found him. I've been learning the ways of the Force, trained to recognize all 7 forms of lightsaber combat, but hardest of all, keeping my emotions under control and wait until I'm ready. Which today I am.
Was it you who sent information of a secret city?
There's no secret city here.
Who are you?
I'm here to avenge my family.
No kid with a lightsaber can defeat me.
I'm not a kid. It's over.
I have one thing to say to you.
And what is that?
Dinner's ready.
What?
Dinner's ready.
5 more minutes, Mom.
I'm Lisa Christopher, and I am the drama director for Smoky Valley High School.
And I'm Jim Christopher, and I'm her assistant.
God always does it. Zap! Well, I just wish more people would give Smoky Valley High School a try. Those who don't come are really missing out. Those who do come again and again and again. So.
I was not very happy about who I was when I came into the theater program, and it's incredibly rewarding to put in the time and work in the amount of effort that I do to have a good experience in the theater program. It's just an amazing experience. It truly is.
This is not a test.
I teach because I like to make an impact on children's lives.
I teach to help students develop deep character.
I teach because I want to inspire creativity.
I teach because I love building connections with my students.
I teach because I believe that everyone can learn.
I teach because learning sparks imagination.
I teach because I love the kids and I like to know that I make a difference in their lives.
I teach because of all the joy that these kids bring me.
I teach because I want to change the world.
I teach.
I teach.
I teach. I teach.
I teach.
I teach.
I teach